Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear distance students. I am Dr. V.K.Jayaraghavendra, Principal Scientist, Agriculture Extension. I work for the ICR, National Academy for Agriculture Research Management. I have been a trainer for the past 20 years, and then I have been a teacher for the past 35 years. So now, I got an opportunity today. Today we'll discuss about multimedia communication system and networking, and how this multimedia communication and networking has replaced the traditional teacher. And then today, it's all multimedia learning. It's called the computer-based learning, CBL. And then, people just Google it out all the time today. You've got a mobile phone, you've got a GSM, whatever it is, people are hooked to their mobiles and they're hooked to their WhatsApps and then things like that. So now I wish to tell you that how this multimedia communication system is going to work at the back end, and how are we going to use the multimedia in authoring the various web lessons, and then how are we going to stream it across the intranet or the internet, and then how am I going to use the multimedia for distance training, learning, teaching and all and things like that, then how to actually make a multimedia presentation. In NAM we have a practical called the digital presentation, which is actually in 3 days time our foundation course probationers are going to pack the entire thing in multimedia. Then they're going to use a PowerPoint, they pack everything, pack the audio, video, text and things like that. And then they're also using iSpring free software to convert it into a web page. And then these web pages are hosted into the normal PC using the Internet Information System in the server or in the PC. And then we are going to use the administrative tools, and we are going to host it onto the website. And then we are going to give them the hyperlink of the websites. And then obviously this is going to be streamed across the Android and the mobiles also. So today we say that the multimedia networking, every lesson can be seen on your mobile platform. No longer the PC or the laptops are relevant. They have all become irrelevant tools today, except in some classrooms and high-end servers we use it. Otherwise, most of the teaching, learning for a distant learner, maybe in the university or for a farmer or for an extension worker, is taking place on the mobile platform. So now we are also going to make these multimedia presentations. How are we going to use it in the VKCs, the village knowledge centers, in the rural information centers? So earlier days when we were working in the ICT project at Gujja village, myself, Dr. Sandhya and all that, we were actually putting a personal computer in a village, and then we were giving an internet connection. So today that e-learning, which was called, is now giving place to M-learning. M-learning means mobile learning. So now today a person has a mobile phone, a simple smartphone about 4,000 rupees, where you can get the internet and you can see the entire multimedia presentation getting streamed onto the mobiles. Okay, then obviously we are also going to evaluate the effectiveness of this multimedia networking and the multimedia lessons which are done. So now what are the prerequisites to do this sort of multimedia learning? Why have we given away those textbooks and the Vyavasaya Panchangams and then your old notes and all that? See, today the paper is very costly, number one. The time is a constraint, number two. The third one, the place is also a constraint. See, a farmer or an extension worker or a remotely situated agriculture university student, cannot access some of these resources. But the internet, only the internet connection was a limitation. So now 2007 onwards, today is 2019. See, most of our 6,48,000 villages are all already connected to the web with a quite decently high-speed internet, I should say. So many things are getting streamed onto your mobiles, and then you can start learning there. See, today even I myself learn like that. See, I don't ask anybody. See, earlier I used to go to the library when I was a young boy. Okay, I used to go to the library, refer the books. Today I just open my Google, I open any of the networking sets, and this is how knowledge sharing is also going to be there. So therefore we are also going to evaluate the effectiveness of this multimedia presentation. See, now we'll see what are the multimedia tools available and how this is going to become effective in learning. See, obviously, when more and more senses are involved, the learning is going to be more effective. So obviously in a multimedia lesson, I'm going to have audio, video, animation, voiceover, and obviously I'm going to use web authoring. I'm going to use an animation software like Flash. Obviously I'm going to use multimedia authoring to stream on the internet like iSpring free software, or I'm also going to use Adobe Captivate, which many of my colleagues use it. So all these online tools, and then even we also have a Windows Media Encoder, where the entire presentation coming onto the screen is going to be encoded into an MP4 file, and you can also put it into YouTube. So this is also, and then whether it works on the mobile, to work on the mobile you require an MP4 format. Obviously this is also called as mobile authoring. So now, why I want to have a mobile authoring and especially a web authoring is because it should work cross-platform. It need not be only a Windows operating system, Linux, Sun Solaris or Unix. So today all our multimedia lessons are designed in such a way that it can work cross-platform. It can work across the platforms. So now what is the very important thing of this multimedia technologies and networking? See, a multimedia technology, unlike a video, it is not just a video which runs like a cinema. Okay, in cinema you cannot control the movie, but in case of a multimedia lesson, we have given you enough action buttons. You can navigate back and forth. You can go to the home. Okay, you can have linear and non-linear navigation as well. So, but in case of a movie or a video, okay, in an NPTEL program where it's simply based on the video, you cannot navigate, you cannot control the pace of learning. So that is the advantage of a multimedia lesson, and all the audio, video and data and text communication is going to come like that. Then when I come to the broadband integrated services digital network, which is also called as BISDN. See, today our digital networks are very good. Okay, they can handle packet data, they are very fast. Okay, so I think we have a decently, at least 1 Gbps line, which are a dedicated line. If I give it, so I think your learning is going to be very fast. So now, how is a learner going to learn? There are two types of learning. See, one is a machine to a learner. See, suppose I am sitting, I am opening Google, I am opening a WhatsApp app, or I am simply opening some web page which is designed for me to learn. So I am interacting with the machine and learning. That is called as the person to machine mode. See, another mode may be there to person mode. So in between, I am the learner. In between there is a web interface, and on the other side there is a teacher who is sitting, who is a resource person, and we both are connected through a system called as video conferencing, or even through a very high data end line. So where this is called as the person to person mode. Even this set of learning is also there. Okay, now we can see that what are the contexts in which multimedia services can be used in distance and open learning. See, one is, we can have a residential sort of learning sitting right at your home, and you can also have a mobile type of learning. Okay, and then you can also have business transactions. Today, see, most of your business transactions, whether it is NEFT or an RTGS, or you see so many apps occurring. Just sitting in one place, you book a movie ticket, you book a railway ticket, okay, you do a bank transfer, okay, you learn, and you are going to send a multimedia file, you are going to send your documents across, and somewhere distance teacher is also going to send you those resource materials. So this is in which the context of multimedia today, all our social medias and this sort of multimedia learning has replaced the traditional learning. See, I see even many of my students who sit in the class, they say that, sir, whatever you say we already know. So can you give us a link to some of the external resources with the RSS? RSS means real simple syndication. So where they say that, sir, give us the resources, we are going to learn and we are going to write your term paper. We are going to do your homework. So this is what my student today says. And unlike myself as a student about 30 years back, we were dependent on those heavily written, handwritten notes and so on and so forth. See, look how modernized today's multimedia learning is. See, now we have packet switching. See, packet switching is one of the network operations where there are three colors. I think this visual my friends will be showing it to you. See, the red means it's a original message, and then if I say a green color is given, that means it's a original message plus interpretation of the teacher, and if it is a blue one, it is a value added information which is coming somewhere on another hyperlink where additional information is also going to come through syndication. So therefore, in a multimedia network issue, if I have packet switching, I can see that whether a learner is interested in the original message, or is interested in the original message plus the interpretation, or he is really interested in a syndicated sort of information. So now let us come to the GSM networks and 4G technologies, gentlemen. See, I attended one of the seminars at Mumbai. Okay, this was about social media platforms. See, now that earlier we had CDMA and GSM. CDMA means code division multiple access, where the Tata phones and all used to work. Today they have also shifted to GSM. GSM means global system for mobiles. So obviously, when I shift to the GSM technology, that means it's a SIM card operated technology. I can take a SIM card and it is machine independent. I can put it in any of my mobiles or machine which I wish. I can write from, I can put it in a tablet, I can also put it in a phone. So based on my requirement, I am going to use the particular SIM card technology, which is called the GSM technology. And then even sitting in the remotest village, the 6,48,000th village. That means I'm so remote in India. So there also I can see the only thing is I need an internet connection. If I have an internet connection, I can also learn and give challenges here. See, today education and competition is only among the people who can access urban education, they can attend a college and so on. That myth is today broken, gentlemen. Today, even sitting in the rural areas, you can also access education. Only thing is you should have grit and determination to do it. So then how I am going to broadcast all my multimedia lessons? So obviously, I have different technologies here. I think they'll also be showing you some of the visuals which I have put here. One is the wireless broadband communication system. It's called the WBCS. Then I can also put it across a LAN, local area network. I can put it in a bit larger area, 50-kilometer radius. I can call it as a wireless local area network. Then obviously I'm having one more issue which is called as the mobile brand-based system. Then obviously when I distribute it across these networks, see, obviously I feel that my learner on the other side is definitely having a decent mobile where he can stream all these particular technologies and he can access it. Even the local language is heavily used in our local content development. See, because we do not want the language as a barrier for learning. See, today language is not a barrier. By seeing a visual, if I am talking about a grasshopper or a caterpillar, and obviously you might not understand the English word caterpillar, but definitely when you are seeing it, there is no issue whether I call it caterpillar or purugu or whatever it is in Telugu. So therefore this barrier is also broken. So obviously when I am going to evaluate my multimedia lesson, the QoS, that means the quality of service, which is a very cost effective way. See, if I am able to teach one BSc agriculture student with about 10 lakh rupees for 4 years, if I can produce 100 such students at even lesser cost through the mobile networks, I think I have done a good job for India, and this is real patriotism, gentlemen. So it is technology versus patriotism, and how I am going to deliver to my 6,48,000 villages, to my 125 crore population in India. So that is how the multimedia and networking is going to do. To sum up, my dear students, I wish to say that the LMS, the learning management system, which is used mostly for the learners, the CMS, which is the content management system, which is used by an andragogy, that means an adult who is actually a practicing farmer or an extension worker. So, and obviously our clients are the NARES, the National Agriculture Research and Extension System, and obviously today everybody has the 4G and the handheld PCs or the mobiles and things with a GSM technology. So therefore, last but not the least, gentlemen, today it is learning in the shortest possible time, breaking all the barriers of time and space in the cheapest manner, and reach the 6,48,000 villages of India for the 125 crore population. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this multimedia learning and the network, and come on, hook up to the multimedia learning from the TELAJ, Technology Enhanced Learning in Agriculture Education. Thank you, gentlemen.